Hello, this is Pigsy. You have to forgive me for the noisy wipers. It's very stormy at the moment. It's raining quite hard, and you might hear heavy rain and stuff. So it's all it's all happening really. I might have to do something else to get that bit of a trickle of air out. Probably just gets too hot. So what was I going to talk about today? Most emotional, some emotional stuff, some past experience. So feelings of disassociation, of emotional attachment, anxieties around going to places. That would be interesting, and other things. So today I popped into a place I hadn't been for a while, and in the past I used to go with someone there, and because we don't communicate anymore and so on, it had this kind of slight little anxiety in there. Not really when I was there. I was glad because I was myself. And when you go, I mean, if you go to a place and people know of you or seen you and stuff like that, they may have opinions of the type of person you are. Like, oh, he's nice, or whatever they think. Because people talk about people, and it's all quite normal like that. But when you have a situation where possibly you break, communication breaks down, whatever it is. I can't speculate. It could be anything really. And often if there's any other discussions, you might get mentioned or things might get raised and you get brought into the forefront, and you might not be fully aware of it, or you are just by the way people react around you. Think, okay, like somebody, some people aware of bad news or something like that. In the same way, if they're aware of good news, they might come up to you and say, hey, how you doing? I heard this, and or they might do something. So it can be very strange. It's basically we live in a community within communities, and these communities could be places where you work, places where you often visit, go for leisure, socialise, whatever you do, right? So you also have kind of an attachment or psychological attachment to a place and a location because it has certain key reminders and other things. It can be a place to test yourself at your emotional states and see how strong you are. It's a bit like, let's see, if you didn't like a particular type of environment, let's say you didn't like the dark, and you went out in the dark, then you'd be sort of testing that boundary. And so that's the kind of thing as well, and also reassociation, whereby stop seeing the place as where it was before, and move on. Basically, moving on. That's what it's all about. Sometimes you've got to wait till there's a right time where you feel strong enough to deal with. Stop raining? Yeah, stop raining. I think it's very strange. It was like a sea of rain. Now it's all gone. So basically, so today I had experience in a little place. I was happy with myself actually. I was my normal self. I reflected that. Anybody that might have known me, I say, oh well, okay, well he's seems all right or whatever. There's nothing, because I'm healthy and happy in myself. But sometimes people pull you back into this stereotyping of characters and what they think you like, and it can be quite hard as well when people do have, they might associate you with a certain pattern of behaviour or expect that. And I think as a bloke, it's a bit like I was chatting to my mum. I said, well, as a 6'1" guy, sometimes I encounter people that are scared of me, and because maybe they're 5 foot, or they think there's a potential for something. That's why, I used to shave my hair off, but it didn't look that particularly, it looked okay, but it didn't look particularly great. It did maybe if I sat down or there's a right angle to it, but if I was standing up, you just see mainly my forehead. But there's also this association and stereotyping that you're some type of skinhead, you've got certain types of views, that you're possibly a type of thug or something, or you know, there's a kind of a stereotype around what people perceive you as, and the issue is that you kind of, your outer look and your inner look don't match. You'll find it kind of, people will kind of have a mixed way they judge you. So they might think, oh, that's a bit strange, he's not acting the way I would expect him to act, or something like that. You know, it's just a weird sort of stereotyping people do. So I think once they get to know you, then they can adjust their viewpoints. So I mean, for me, I just let my, like I said, start letting my hair grow, and then I try to figure out a way I can sort of make it look presentable as possible. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but then again, as I'm older, it's not really. When you're younger, they'll be like, oh yeah, shave your hair off. But if you're bald in here and there, it's kind of to fit in with the trends of the time. But as you get older, you realise that people just want to, I think they want to be perceived as themselves. You become more individualistic. There we go, I made a word up. Become more individual, actually. Possibly you care less what people think, because you've done it and you've been there, so it doesn't really, you know, you're not gaining anything special from it, and you're not trying to work to any peer group or keep in sort of circles so much. You have to create your own. So that's one area. So anyway, so I went to the place today. I was very much myself. I emulated myself. Well, not emulation, because emulation is when you sort of like acting, but more that I kind of illuminated my inner personality. So I was just being my happy self, which is great. And I mean, I did see. So yeah, I mean, people might have seen me that would have known somebody I knew and in the past, and that wouldn't be a problem, because it may relieve them, think, well, he's doing all right, no problem, or whatever. So, you know, it's not really there. However, after I went from there, later on in the day, I did have this kind of like, not quite a flashback, but it was, it's a kind of anxiety attachment, just a slight one, like a reminder that you used to do this, and you used to do that, and you used to do, you used to spend time with this person and stuff, and it's strange how it comes into your mind, basically, and it covers a few things. What was there's something else I wanted to talk about as well, but yeah, so I had in the past, basically after I got divorced, I'd revisit where I used to live, because I'd seen my children, I'd seen my children after divorce, and basically there was always this anxiety going to the home to pick them up. It's just because I had to remember everything associated with my ex, but once I'd left and the anxiety would go, but it's just the area, because it's problematic, the area and everything else, and there was that attachment there. And I mean, I tested myself at a later time, so I didn't, when I basically, my ex had moved from there sometime, I decided, because I was in the area, that I'd cycle around there, and I had a slight anxiety about the area, but I thought I'd test it, and I saw what had happened to the place where I used to live, and it had been transformed, and someone put flowers out the front and stuff, and it felt a lot different, and it felt better. It felt like that energy that was associated with the anxiety had gone, because the place had magically changed, basically, which has changed the way I felt, so it was quite good like that. So yeah, that's one thing. I'm trying to think out why I wanted to mention about something else. About emotional attachment. Oh yeah, that's right. Anxiety in places where yeah. Because the other thing, right? If you're deciding to embark on a relationship, you've got to really make sure the environment. I mean, I've had a couple of jobs where I've kind of left and stuff, because it's a bit weird, and so one of my environments I was at in the past, I was doing security, and it was early on in my marriage, and I met a lady. I can say her name because I don't know where she is now. She may not even be alive. Her name was Meeta, and she's an Indian lady. Anyway, so I did this job, and it was sort of like doing some security, and it was local. Thought, yeah, let's go for it. And so yeah, it's just the problem is I was being used. This is this thing as well. So she started to develop what I thought feelings were for me, and because I was friendly. And so one night I was at the back, and you get your coat on and stuff like that. It's change room. So the supervisor locked up. So she was joking. She said, well, kiss me. Come on, kiss me. She said, I want you to kiss me. And I thought, what? And I said, I don't know. She sort of was very pushy for me to have a kiss with her. It was pretty crazy in that sense, because it's very forward and upfront for an Indian woman to turn around and ask me to give her a kiss. She liked me though. I think she knew I was excited by her or something. And so anyway, what did I do? Yes, so I was a bit sort of, I don't know. Let me think about it. You know, it's just, this is quite a hard pressure you're putting on me. So basically, sexual harassment in the workplace. But I don't think really guys worry too much about it. No, I mean, they might be encouraged to worry about it, but I don't think they basically don't sort of get too caught up in it. And so the second night, she did the same, and I thought, well, she's not gonna stop, and I don't know, maybe I should just go over it and give it a go. It's not a big thing. So anyway, I snogged her, and I sort of felt a bit guilty about it. I thought, well, why did you do that? I thought, well, you gave it a go, and it was like, I don't know. But the thing is, there was just more pressure from her, and she was setting me up to get caught, basically. So she was like around the back with a great sign, said, I want you to kiss me, or like her husband's about to turn up, want you to kiss me. I mean, what the hell does she's going to bring the wrath of whatever on top of me. And there's a thing where she wanted me to basically on a tape leave messages and stuff like that, and so we could share messages between us on a tape recording. But what would she have done with that tape recording? See, I know she wanted to get back at her husband. She was one of these women that had an arranged marriage when she was quite young, and the guy was a complete git. He was 10 years older, and I think on the first night she got, she ended up coming, once she come over here, she started getting westernised, and so she decided to get her hair cut short, I think, or get it cut into a bob or something like that. And so her husband stuck her head down the toilet and flushed it. It was only like 3 weeks into their marriage. I guess he felt that you needed to ask permission to get your hair cut and stuff like that. So there was domestic violence, and I did sort of feel sorry for her. But that's what happened. I would really like if I still had contact with her. She was a nice woman. It was just this stuff that was going on. It was a bit over the top at the time. And eventually guilt and everything got to me, and I thought, I can't go on like this. This stuff's going. I did tell my wife that she could put pressure on me and stuff. She's like, but I didn't want to have a bloody affair. I didn't say that, but I did say that she sort of had a thing for me, and it was a bit weird, didn't it? Make me uncomfortable. So I went and sought for another job, and even though that other job was even worse, to be honest, it had quite a repressive environment. So I just ended up leaving. I jacked it in, I think, one night. Just sort of I've had enough, and jacked it in. I did see her down in the future, but we didn't really talk to her. I just said, like, I've got to get another job and stuff. So it's all a big shame, and it's probably quite a immature way of dealing with it. I thought I just had enough. And the shop had so much stress involved. It was unbelievable. Doing security, because they used to have gangs come in. Kids used to like steal sweets and save the money up and get people to buy alcohol for them that are older kids, and their parents would come in and say, what's going on here, or reverse of that. I don't know, trying to steal alcohol, just trying to steal anything. It's horrible children, basically. There's a gang of them that's probably pressured to act in a particular way. didn't even get attacked by him. It's like some 15-year-old girl that sort of whacked me with a brolly, I think I remember. There was some 15-year-old kid I threw across the other side of the room. But I did warn him. It said, look, he had to wear one of these silly little security hats, and I said, look, if you hit my hat, no, I just said don't. I said don't. And he felt that he'd try to whack my cap off or something, or do something. And he hit it, and I just went for him. I did tell him don't do it. But it was just all day. I mean, I was drinking coffee at the time, and well, I still drink coffee. It's just that I was under a lot of stress, standing around all day. It's probably about 9 p.m. and I'm thinking this place is shut at 10, and they got some kid who's trying to push all the buttons. And so I gave him a fair warning. He wasn't going to buy the wrapping paper. He just wanted to assault me with it, and so he tried to, and then it caused a situation. And I also had another situation where they had a younger child, and he tried to push me into a load of wine. So I was standing guard in the alcohol, and he tried to push me into a bloody into a load of bloody glass bottles. So it was a very stressful environment. So yeah, anyway, so basically I got out that one, and I think that's one of the things, if you're looking at relationships and work relationships, this is why employers frown on it, is you have to look at what happens if it goes wrong, or like, what would be a plan if it did go wrong. Would you be able to just get another job somewhere else? I mean, if this is a firm you want to stay with the rest of your life, you have to really think about how you're going to manage this one, because the environment will become the anxiety, especially if you see the person there, associate the place with them. Let's say like there's things you don't do, like have affairs with your boss and stuff like that. You have to be really careful. It won't be a relationship put that way, and it has to have a separation. If you're incapable of departmentalising stuff, and it's not really the right way to think, really. You wouldn't want to. Yeah, it's fine. Car's doing. Oh, it's going to go up the road, did it? I'm not sure. Yeah, and another one I had with this thing, and it was just a crazy. The team was a little bit weird, and it was to do with Microsoft owned a building, a marked building for some sort of security. I didn't really feel like I was fitting in, and I didn't really understand it. And it was just, yeah, like monitoring servers, walking around, check everyone, do stuff on the thing, and I don't know, just try to dress up smart every day for it. They want me to office look, put a shirt on, everything like that. And I just found myself really sweating loads actually when I was working for them. It was really weird. And yeah, I had this woman was having a relationship with one of the security guards anyway there, and I think she might have been a single one. I can't remember. Not that matters. Yeah, and she was like, I was chatting to her. She did something flirty, like rub my leg or did rub something. I thought, oh, this is just nutty. It's just stress, and I don't know what she was doing. It's going to reassure me. It doesn't feel weird. So I thought, no, I can't be arsed with this, and I just left that company as well. But it's just uncomfortable. That's the thing. So it's getting out of that comfort zone. So yeah, so I did my thing today, and I was all fine. I felt good because I went there and I managed it okay. I mean, there wouldn't be a problem anyway, but it wasn't like I felt any problem being in there. I think afterwards, though, it had an after effect of sort of reminding me of all this stuff that I wanted to sort of step away from. And it's quite hard. It's like the body just won't forget. It's thinking, you take it to hand, just forget about it or move on or do whatever. But as humans, we don't recover so quickly from things, I don't think. Or it's just me. No, I think that's true. I think it's just a case of, well, maybe some people, I don't think they may pretend they're more experienced, but they actually still suffer the same symptoms from sort of emotional anxieties. That's just one of the things you've got to manage, really. Anyways, Pigs is signing off, and hope you have a great day, and if you're alone or going through anything, remember I love you, and other people out there do as well, so take care. Bye bye.